what's the problem? You're a big-time player, and big-time players must play in big-time games. I know a lot of people will give LT a pass and say, we don't know what happened. But right now, as his teammates, as fans looking on, you got to come. It must be a surgery for him to get a pass on this one. I hope we come up with something in the offseason that's not severe, but it warrants a surgery, because there's no reason not to play with all the medication in the world today, not to play in this big game that could propel your team to the Super Bowl.
And then LaDainian Tomlinson on Monday responded when a reporter from the San Diego Tribune asked him about Deion's comments. Quote, he's never been a running back and had a sprained MCL. You tell me what running back is playing with a sprained MCL and been effective. You might go out there and try to limp around and play, but it's not going to happen. I don't know how information gets passed on, but until you talk to the source of the problem, what's going on with me, I think it's ridiculous when people make comments like that. End quote. And joining us on the phone right now is our esteemed colleague, primetime Deion Sanders. Prime, what are your thoughts on the back and forth that's going on right now?
First of all, LaDainian, let me clear the record by saying LaDainian did reach out to me. I reached back out to him. We had communicated that as far as right now, but I have no ill feelings about LaDainian Tomlinson, but what I'm saying is what I feel. First of all, how we get to this whole problem is that he said he was 90% during the week, 90% of 100. That gave me expectation that me, as well as all the Chargers fans and hopefuls, that he would play and we would see the old LT. We didn't see that, so we was misled. Then I became critical because of him misleading us. Secondly, to sit on the sideline and they've taken you out of the game and you not remove your helmet and we don't even see your emotions, your reactions. I like to see you getting up, helping some of the other running backs in the game, going over the game plan, what he saw and what the guy should do, and helping his teammates throughout the whole course of the game. I didn't see that either. Like I'm saying, I'm critical because I know how tough it is to get back to the championship game in the playoffs, not alone, not to participate in them. So it's tough, and it's something that I'm sure he's thinking of in the back of his mind that, man, we may never make it back there, and I didn't play. Especially when we have someone like Phillip Rivers, who this whole speculation was he going to play or not? And he did. A guy that LaDainian and Phillip were critical of one another throughout the season. When we see a guy like Antonio Gates, dislocated toe, suck it up, go out there and play. When we see a guy like Plaxico Burress, torn tendon in his ankle, go out there and play. T.O. breaking his neck to get back on the field, and he went out there and played. And several other guys amongst the league go out there and suck it up and play in the playoffs. Is he right? Yeah, I never played with at the running back position with a sprained MCL. No, I played cornerback against Randy Moss, Chris Carter, and Jake Reed with a torn MCL. That I got surgery on at the conclusion of the season, but I wasn't about to forfeit that opportunity to compete in the playoffs and go out there and let my teammates down.
Now, Prime Time, this is TD. Now, don't you think that LT is aware that this is the biggest game in his career, and that if there was any shot that he could have played, that he would have?
I'm not doubting his toughness or his capacity for pain. All I'm saying, TD, if my wife tell me when I get home from the NFL Network on a Sunday morning at 5:30 a.m., she will have breakfast prepared. When I walk through the door, baby, I want to eat. Don't tell me nothing that I'm not going to see. So when you tell me that you're 90%, I expect that. I'm sure the teammates expected that. The fans expected that. I'm not the only one that thought this. I'm just the only one with guts enough to say it.
Hey, Primetime, I know in Denver, Shanahan used to always come to the players, and he would encourage us to really put our status at a 90% or 100% that we will play that week so that our teammates are not down on us. So I don't think this is LT's fault that he said he was 90%. I think the Chargers have something to do with this, making LT go out there and say, hey, listen, you got to tell people that you will play this game. And believe me, LT wanted to play, and he tried to play. And I commend him for going out there for the first 3 plays. He ran it twice and caught a screen. And when I saw him catch that screen, I said, he's not ready. He's not right. He needs to lead the game.
Right. If you tell me you're 90% and I'm a fan or I'm a teammate, I expect to see 90%. I don't want to be misled, TD. What I'm saying, I'm not questioning his mental toughness, but the way I played the game, the way you played the game in the playoffs, you got to drag me off the field. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Yeah, but Deion, subterfuge is a part of the game. We see it happen with the Patriots all the time. To me, though, the bigger issue is maturity. And from the standpoint of Here's a guy, as you mentioned, on the sidelines. You and I, Marshall Faulk, we talked about this for about 30 minutes today. You can't be if you're not going to be in the game, you can't be sitting on the bench. You need to be up cheering for the team. It's letting them, if you're the leader of this team, and I believe that he is, then you got to be there showing the guys that, yeah, I can't physically go, but I'm here for you. And so I think that now guys are questioning his leadership. You saw some of the comments after the game, Castillo, even Phillip Rivers having to answer questions about it. So I think that's the bigger issue, is the maturity of LT as a leader for this team.
I agree with that, and like we said, we don't want to question his toughness. I don't know if it was a thing that Norv Turner did say to LT, I want you to tell the fans, tell the opposing team so they can prepare for you extra time in practice. I don't want to hear all that, man. I want to see the LT that I know on that third down and goal line at the 5-yard line when Junior Seau flew through there and blitzed through and made that tackle on Turner. I feel like LT would have made that play if he had been healthy and he had been in the game. So I'm disappointed not only in being misled that you're 90%, but I'm just disappointed on the whole act of the whole nature of the thing. And by not participating, sitting there with the shield on your side, I want to see your face. I want to see your emotions. And I want to see you help your teammates throughout the whole course of the game.
All right.
And then at the end of the game, even with the NFL Network, we're 24/7. We give so many people opportunities to get this story out, to get their word out. That's why we set up these pressures after the game, so the players could speak their mind, coaches could speak their mind, so fans can really see what happened and see a player or a coach articulate what happened in that game. That was the perfect opportunity, and we didn't hear from LT. So it led us to come to the conclusions that we came to.
All right, Prime. Always appreciate the knowledge.
Appreciate you guys.